In the summer of 1946, Georgians were transfixed by the events at Moores Ford Bridge, just southwest of Athens, where a lynch mob dragged two African-American couples into the woods and brutally murdered them. The governor, the GBI, the FBI, and even President Truman became involved. The nation turned its eyes to Georgia in dismay, and Time magazine published a harsh account of what still remains the last unsolved mass lynching in the United States. Yet in that horribly heated racial environment, only 5 months later and 2 counties away, these black and white families gathered together for a Christmas celebration. They were the descendants of the slaves and slave owners who first settled this spot of land 150 years earlier. They were the descendants of the people who, through back-breaking labor, had transformed what was once a forest wilderness into some of the most productive agricultural land in Jackson County. They were the descendants of generation upon generation who had called this place home. And they look out at us across the decades from this fading photograph, black and white bodies standing side by side, with Christmas presents in their hands and ease on their faces, seemingly at home among people they had known for a lifetime. Here at Shields Ethridge, the true heritage is not only the crops that have been grown and processed here, or what has been built here, but also the stories of the people that have made this place possible. It begins with the story of Joseph Shields, who moved south from Virginia in the aftermath of the Revolution and settled here on this land, becoming one of the earliest residents of Jackson County. It is the story of the 2 slaves he purchased on November 20th, 1799, one a young woman by the name of Leah, and the other her infant daughter, Sophia. Leah was given away by Joseph's will in 1818, but Sophia spent the remainder of her life here. Joseph's descendants fought for the Confederacy. Leah and Sophia's descendants served them. When the Shields slaves were emancipated in 1865, Sophia was the eldest woman on the place. She and her descendants and the descendants of other slaves remained. Their families grew and spread. Some worked in the main house, others were sharecroppers, and others still moved off and purchased adjoining lands. Generation after generation, the lives of both Joseph and Sophia's offspring played out on this small spot of earth, their stories intertwined, their deep connections only hinted at in fading Christmas photographs. The 8th generation of Joseph Shields' direct descendants now live on this land. The descendants of his slaves have almost all moved away, but they returned in 2013 to celebrate a family reunion, to be welcomed and embraced like family by Joseph's 6th great-granddaughter, and to remember that they are all bound to this place together. She is the toddler at the center of that 1946 Christmas photograph, and the photograph is a reminder then that the land beneath our feet is a living artifact. The roots that run deep through it are the roots that run through all Georgia soil. They are roots that hold us to the ground, connect us, and remind us that we belong to this place and it belongs to us, to all of us, in a million ways and through a million stories still waiting to be told.